Do you like listening to stories from Indian mythology? Well, today I have got a story for you written by Sudha Murthy in her collection Stories from Indian Mythology. The name of the story is The Invincible Princes. Hamsa and Dimbika were two asur princes. They decided to pray to Lord Shiva to ask him for a boon that would make them unconquerable. Sincerely, they did a grueling penance for Lord Shiva. More asurs work diligently when they call upon the gods. Mostly, asurs do this to draw or to please the gods. They put their heart and soul into their efforts and pray. Some have been known to live without food, stand only on one leg, or even upside down, or perform some sort of extreme physical difficulty. The Asur's methodology of performing penances is unquestionable. That is why the gods cannot ignore their true devotion and eventually appear in front of their devotees to meet them. After many years of worship, Shiva was also compelled to appear in front of Hamsa and Dimbika. The two princes were very happy to see the Lord. "Oh, dear one, we are extremely blessed to see you." Shiva came straight to the point. "What do you want, my devotees?" The asurs looked at each other, smiled, and said, "Lord, please bless us so that we would not die by any weapon or at the hands of anyone." Lord Shiva was concerned and thought, "I wish the asurs would use their devotion and intelligence for better work." But he wanted to grant their request, so he nodded and said, "So may it be." Then he disappeared. Hamsa and Dimbika were ecstatic. They thought that they were now the masters of the world and could do as they pleased. Soon enough, the two princes began causing chaos and trouble across the realms. Nobody was able to defeat them, and it appeared that they were invincible indeed. The glory of their achievement reached Jarasandh, the king of Magad. He desired two such powerful generals to help expand his kingdom. He sent word to the two brothers. The two princes, who respected Jarasandh, were only too happy to accept the offer. Together, the trio ruled the world and became as powerful as the Trinity, but they focused their energies only on terrible deeds. People cried because of the unending torture and prayed to the gods. "Please rid the world of them or take us away. We cannot survive their torment anymore, Lord." "Don't worry," assured Vishnu. "I will take care of all your problems." King Jarasandh had two daughters named Asti and Prapti, who were the wives of the evil king Kansa of Mathura. Kansa was more cruel than his father-in-law and requested him to lend the two asurs for a while. "Sir, I have heard a lot about your generals, Hamsa and Dimbika. May I borrow them for some time? They will assist me in expanding my activities too." Now Jarasandh could not refuse his son-in-law's request, and with a heavy heart he sent the two asurs to Kansa's kingdom. Kansa was less experienced than Hamsa and Dimbika, and they soon took over as his advisors and mentors. In time, Kansa relied on them completely and took no action without consulting them first. This trio, again notorious for their unkind activities, continued to rule for years on end. During this time, Krishna came into his own and ventured into Mathura for a wrestling competition. There, he slayed the wrestler Chanura. Furious Kansa himself stepped into the wrestling ring and Krishna killed him too. Suddenly, the arena became deathly quiet. Not a soul expected the mighty Kansa to die in this manner. Hamsa and Dimbika looked at each other. The king was dead. Just as suddenly, the silence came to an end and the oppressed subjects of the kingdom attacked the soldiers. Krishna signaled his friends to aid the crowd and continue the fight. Within minutes, there was confusion everywhere. Before Hamsa and Dimbika could control the crowd, Dimbika was pushed to a different direction somewhere in the chaos. Others pushed Hamsa and he fell down. The crowd ran over him without a thought until he became unconscious. Krishna's friends looked at the Lord, who immediately gave out a quick instruction. One of them yelled, "Hamsa is dead! Long live Krishna!" The crowd began chanting it until the sound filled the arena. Dimbika stopped in his tracks and looked around. From a distance, he saw Hamsa's body lying lifeless, and he remembered the curse. He realized that Hamsa had not been killed either by a weapon or by a specific person. What a clever trick the Lord had played on them. He contemplated a life without his dear brother and knew to his heart that he could not live without his presence. He looked at the angry and menacing mob. They were sure to kill him in the same way they had slayed his brother, and this time they knew exactly how to slaughter him. The best option for him was to end his life before they could lay their hands on him. So Dimbika turned around and ran as fast as he could with the mob in hot pursuit. When Dimbika reached the Yamuna and saw its waters flowing with full force, he decided to jump in and let the river carry him away to his end, just as the crowd was about to catch up with him. Dimbika jumped into the river and drowned within minutes. The crowd watched and returned to the arena to rejoice. A short while later, Hamsa regained consciousness and saw people celebrating all around him. He heard a few say, "Dimbika has drowned himself in the river. Long live Krishna." Hamsa had the same thought that his brother had. He realized that Dimbika had not been killed either by a weapon or by one specific person. What a clever trick the Lord had played on them. He contemplated life without his dear brother and knew in his heart that he could not live without him. The best option for him would be to end his life in the same way as Dimbika had. Hamsa ran as fast as he could towards the river, jumped in and drowned. When Krishna learnt of the death of both the brothers, he was filled with compassion at the ignorance of Hamsa and Dimbika, who had thought that they would live forever. Death is inevitable from the moment you are born. If you try to cheat destiny, you will fail, he said thoughtfully. So children, did you see the ignorance and foolishness with what Hamsa and Dimbika lived and believed that they would be immortal and unconquerable? But that cannot be so. Right? So how did you like the story? Write to me in the comment section below. Like, share, subscribe, press the bell icon and share it with everyone that you can. Tell them to subscribe to Ammu&You channel. Help the channel be biggest. Ammu will come soon again with another story to narrate to you. You can let me know your request also writing in the comment section below. Thank you for listening to the story. Till I come again, Ammu says, ta-ta.